my mother and daddy were married and at Bryan College because they were on the way from Chattanooga to Spring City to be married, and they saw an old Army chapel up at Bryan College, so they interrupted the chapel service and got married there. And then years later, I met my husband, and he moved me today. So this area means a lot to me, but it means more than that because it is rooted in the Bible, which I have found to be the way of life. Foundation on the Scriptures is the basis for Americanism. And so, being Ray County, it represents true Americanism. I had always written letters to the paper and little things that might come up. But it was when I was working at the university that I saw what was the other side of this country. Working in maintenance, we picked up all the literature that was spread all over the campus. And I was horrified, and you talking about vile things I wouldn't repeat to even my husband. One Sunday morning, I stayed home. We just were living, church, go to church, come home, eat, maybe go to the pool or something. But I got under conviction, and the Lord spoke to me, and He said, "This is your fault, because you're an American, and you can do more than other people. All Americans can." And He said, "Your sin has caused this." Being an American, as I've already explained to you, I like to stand with our flag, and it means one flag. That's what it means. You don't like having two wives. You can't have two or three flags. And so we were, my daughter-in-law, I go to the county commission meeting every month and the workshop, because that's where your really obligation is your local county. So we make it a practice to go, and we take our 3 minutes, about all they give you. But anyway, we had gone to that. My daughter-in-law is Stacy, she's a wonderful daughter. And she and I had gone, and she had made a speech because they had set up this Mexican grocery store down here and had all kinds of Mexican letters on it, Spanish and so forth. And obviously not American, didn't belong in Ray County. I mean, the whole looks of it was, we're doing something different here. This is not going to be like it was. So I put up with that. I mean, what can you do? But she had said, this is not Mexico. This is Ray County. She said that to the county, to the commission that night. So we left, and I said, "Stacy, let's go by there." So we drove down. She turned the corner. The guy had posted a flag, a Mexican flag, on the window. Like, this is our flag. Made me mad. So I told Stacy, went in the car, and I went in the door, a metal door, opened the door, went in. I tried to talk to the guy that was sitting on the stool, a little kid, looked like maybe under 20. I said, "This is not our flag." I said, "You don't have any right to have this flag here." It wasn't a flag for sale. It was a statement. And he wouldn't even answer me. He did some gibberish, hung his head down. He didn't really even react. So I just did like this, and just taped to the window. Walked out with it. If anybody thinks I went in there for publicity, I did not. Because this is some week, 10 days later, that the police called. And I said, "Yes, I did. I did all that. I'm not sorry. Here's the flag." Well, he took the flag and took a report. Very nice kid. And a week later, the sheriff called. And he said, "You need to come be booked." I told my husband. He wasn't happy about it. He never is. He said, "Well, you've done it now." So I had then begun to prepare paperwork. And I defended myself. I didn't hire a lawyer. I defended myself. I've defended myself plenty of times in court.
To access your messages. Miss Karen, my name's Andy Hall, and I live in South Alabama, and I was listening to you on the radio this morning and couldn't get through to talk to you. I just wanted to tell you that there's one more person that's in your corner. My daddy served in World War II, and my older brother was killed in Vietnam, and I had served in Iraq. And I just want to tell you that I appreciate people like you that are willing to stand up and do what's right, even though it's not politically correct in the climate that we live in right now. So I just want to say thank you, and good luck. And if you need to establish any kind of fund to, you have any kind of fine that you have to pay, please let us know, and I'll be one of the first contributors. Have a good day.
The really critical calls that I got were how about 3 o'clock in the morning when they're all in Spanish, and I recorded. Of course, they were recorded because I turned my phone to the recorder, and the policeman who interpreted those, he said, "You don't want to hear these words."
Were you ever able to maybe empathize with why they were upset?
No, I really can't. I had calls from the Minutemen in Texas, the Arizona Minutemen, Texas Minutemen, and I had people call me. They said, "Look, I don't go outside of my house without a gun. In Texas, I've lived on my farm for all my life, but now I'm a housewife. I have to be locked up inside of my house, armed, and we are under siege." So no, I didn't have any sympathy for that.